District Governor Mark Kessler and Foundation Chair George Wood, would you like to come up? If you want to get one on each side. No, one on each side.
Oh, well, we thought you.
How many more days, Kessler? 10?
11.
These young people, through their activities in their Interact Club, whether they did it with sponsorships or they did it with fundraising, have raised money for our clean water projects in the Dominican Republic, and we have not told anybody how much money was raised till this point. So they would like to present to Mark and George, a check for $2,150.
How much is this for? 2,000?
$2,150.
Well, I'll tell you what. Everybody knew this fat old body made it. I'm going to throw another 100 into it. There you are. Now it's 2,200.
Thank you. A little bit about the Walk for Water. It was 2 miles. They had rugged terrain. They had obstacles. I'd like to thank the advisors who monitored the course. And Aaron, I don't find my note. It's Aaron Tuscan, who was instrumental in putting the course together. Aaron, would you like to stand up from there and yell who your thanks are to for your help? Well, Aaron's on the way up. The kids don't know this. The advisors don't know this. Do you know what Thunder on the Mountain is? You ever heard of Thunder on the Mountain? What's Thunder on the Mountain?
The bike rally.
The what?
The bike rally.
That's Thunder
That's Thunder in the Valley.
in the Valley.
How about Thunder on the Mountain?
Oh,
You're
okay.
close. The staff and management at Jennerstown Speedway has graciously donated 2 tickets to each person that did the Walk for Water, and your advisors will have your tickets, and you can take a date, a significant other, or a friend of Jennerstown anytime this season on a Saturday night for the races. Aaron, if you'd like to tell them about the course.
Mark approached me and asked me to help set up some obstacles to make this a little bit more interesting, a little bit more realistic for the kids to experience. And I have to give thanks to 9 people that came out last night and donated their time. None of them are Rotarians. Kevin Andrews of True Health and Fitness, his wife Emily is a Rotarian of Westmoreland Rotary. He donated tools and time. Also, you'll see some flyers out at the registration from Chris Reese. He is putting together an obstacle course race in Blairsville on 4 July. All the proceeds are benefiting the Wounded Warrior Project. So if you know people who are psychotic enough to do obstacle course races, this one seems like it's going to be very, very difficult. But 8 of these people, they do Spartan races along with me periodically throughout the year. They donated their time last night to come, and we moved some culverts and some trees and some very large tires just to put everything together and make some interesting obstacles for the kids. So I needed to make sure that they received thanks more so than anything that I did. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I guess our next joint Interact project will be the cards for veterans. We'll start that in the fall. We did over 2,000 cards this December. Let's see if we can top it, and we'll see what we can dream up for next year's conference. Thank you again for all your hard work to your fellow interactors and your advisors.
Tonight we will present the clubs with their presidential awards, but this afternoon we honor the young people, the Interact clubs. And they really had to do some work to qualify for this. So they worked their butts off today on that walk, but that's just the beginning of it. So we will do this in alphabetical order. The very first one, Brownsville Area High School. Here you are. Congratulations. Thank you. What we'll do, we'll get a group picture afterwards. The next one, California High School. Nobody's here from there? Okay. Next one, literally right around the corner, Greensburg-Salem High School.
As a side note, Anna Kate is also the president of the Greensburg Sailing Club, and for the last 2 years has gone to the Dominican Republic on the district trip.
And with that knee brace on, I watched her doing the walk, too. There's another club we're right in the shadows of. Technically, we're in the middle of their territory. Hempfield Area High School. Come on, guys. Make Chuck proud. Here you are. Thank you so much.
You're not going to do this one till last.
Absolutely. The next one, to the east, Ligonier High School. And now we move to the west, Norwin Senior High School. Anybody here from Norwin, where are you at? They were here. Well, we'll put it aside till we find them. I think we're going all directions on the compass. To the south, Uniontown High School. Okay, unfortunately they couldn't make it. I think we went every direction but this way, to the far east, Somerset High School. I know they're here. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the presidential awardees for the Interact Clubs. I'm going to ask them to stay up here as Mark makes a very special presentation.
What presentation's that?
How about,
We're not to that one yet.
oh, we're not to that one.
No,
Oh, okay. We have another presentation then. Okay, go ahead and sit down then, I guess.
This time I'd like to call Harold Hicks up to the podium. The Interact team from the districts consisting of myself, Jeff Malloy, Karen Azer, and past District Governor Maria Fetok established 2 years ago the Interact Club of the Year. The way the judging goes, they fill out a form, they answer simple questions. The forms go to a committee of 3 Rotarians. This year, the committee from the Interact, the committee member from the Interact Club with Karen Azer. Harold Hicks also served on the committee, along with past District Governor Gene Morrison. And Harold will tell you a little bit about how the judging went, and he will also announce who the winners are. Mark, you'll come up and help present these?
At this point, I don't even know who the winners are because the envelopes are sealed. But the voting is really kind of straightforward. We get the applications from each of the Interact clubs with a number on them, and all of the information relative to the location of the club or anything that relates to where they might have done a service project or something like that is blacked out. So we don't know when we're looking at the applications who the particular club would be. And we have the opportunity to judge them fairly, take a look at all the different questions, and evaluate them and come up with a decision as to who we think ranks number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Mark mentioned that we get applications from a number of the Interact clubs. We can get more applications. There's a lot of clubs out there that are not submitting their applications and are probably doing very good work and are not submitting. So I would encourage all of the Rotary clubs that have Interact clubs out there to encourage their clubs to participate. We ask a number of questions about the service projects they do, the interaction that they have with their Rotary clubs, what they considered to be the most important project that they did all year long, how they got involved internationally as well as locally through their Rotary clubs and things like that. And then, of course, we expect to see the growth in the club as well. And the good news is that every application that was submitted has had growth in the past year. So that's a real good thing. We, as a Rotary clubs, struggle with our numbers, but the Interact clubs are doing very well. And so without further ado, I would like to open the first envelope, which is for the outstanding Interact clubs. This seems like such a Hollywood thing. So, and I'll read them in the order that they appear on the card. The first club is California Area High School Interact Club. Come on up. They're not here. Greater Johnstown High School. Norwin Area High School. Are they here? Peters Township High School. And last but certainly not least, Somerset Area High School. These kids do an outstanding job with the work that they do in the community, in their schools, and for so many other people that are projects. We probably at some point should put them out so you can see what they've done. Thank you, guys. All right, we're going to keep them up there, and this is the big one. And of course, those of us who serve on the committee have absolutely no idea who this is or even who the other clubs were until this point in time. And it's pretty exciting for us to be able to open this up and announce that your District 7330 Interact Club of the Year is none other than Hemphill Area High School.
Hey. Rotary Youth Exchange and Interact bring together young people into the folds of our Rotary community. And if you were to say that these programs are ways of identifying future Rotarians, I would say that you may be wrong. For one reason, we don't do these programs to bring people into Rotary. However, so many of their lives are changed that it's not unusual to see a Rotarian that has had a past connection with one of our youth-serving programs. They truly do change people's lives, and the impact of these programs can be magnified tenfold. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause for Youth Exchange and Interact.